guys here with a Tap Titans 2 cheat that requires root and is for Android only. If you are on iOS and you have your device jailbroken, you'll be able to roughly follow along with this, but you'll need more basically personal knowledge. I won't really be able to guide you. Just wanted to clarify that before we even get into the video. So this video is for Tap Titans 2, which is actually a pretty complicated game to hack. So please make sure you watch, all the way through until I tell you that you're free to stop watching if you so choose to, because I'm going to explain a lot of things: how the anti-cheat works, how to dodge it, tips to maximize everything, ways to make sure you don't get banned by manual triggering the anti-cheat, and any other tips and stuff I give. I might have to make offshoot videos on this topic, so make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss those videos and you understand what you're getting yourself into. Anything I tell you to download is going to be in the description below, download links, so make sure to download. No viruses, nothing like that. Yeah, that should cover it. If you have any questions, though, leave them in the comments. I'll either answer them directly in terms, typing, or I'll make a video if it's a question that a lot of people have that I failed to clarify. So you're going to need Game Guardian for this. I'll put the download in the description below. It does require root, completely safe, because I'm going to be giving you the trusted install. The only way you could ever mess up is if you Google Game Guardian and you download it from some shady source, that's you ruining your own phone or emulator. And you can either use the Tap Titans 2 modded APK, which I'm going to link in the description below. I use two versions, mainly one though, the unlimited gold one. Or you can just use the normal one, that's totally fine. If you already have an existing account, make sure you connect it with your email, when it asks you to sign up to save your progress, do that so you can log into your account on the modded APK and lose no progress. What else? Okay, so let's just explain how this cheat, or how the anti-cheat works, so you understand why this cheat is the way it is and why it's pretty much the only way to cheat in this game. So all the stuff like diamonds are server-sided. That means we can't hack those. So the only thing that we can hack is our actual progression, our max stage. But the main developer of Tap Titans, whose name is Chris, used to work on, did some work on the subreddit. And basically, he made a calculator that can calculate every account's potential max stage based on every variable: pet level, skill points, hero weapon upgrades, hero scrolls, relics, everything. And the issue that every cheater runs into, if you've tried to cheat at this game, you probably had this happen. You got the Teapot error. That was a system catching you for cheating. And the way it's doing that is, let's say you use the unlimited gold APK, right? You climb to stage 35,000 because you just get the more and more gold. You keep leveling your heroes. And even if your artifacts are terrible, you have no idea what you're doing, you can just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. Well, the system knows your account can only, reach, let's say, stage 5,000. So you're immediately going to get flagged for cheating. And as soon as you prestige, you're going to get banned. So what we're doing is, instead of raising, going past our max stage, so this means you won't be able to hit max stage, guys. This is like basically a legit cheating type of style. If you ever played some sort of online video games on your computer, we're aimbotting, but we're looking legit, right? So we're better than everyone, but not by so much that they catch on to us. So if you're one of those people who just, I need max stage, this cheat's not going to be for you guys. Don't waste your time. But for the people who want to really cheat at this game with the only way possible, the best way possible, keep watching. So what we're going to do is basically edit our stage, using Game Guardian. We're going to be able to go to our max stage, and then we can just prestige there every X amount of minutes. They have a formula for, let's say you try to prestige every minute. Tap Titans 2 also has like a so-called way to measure what's the fastest prestige possible based on the stage you're going back to and the stage your max stage is. It's okay if that doesn't make sense to you. Basically, all that means is you'll usually need to wait 2 to 3 minutes to prestige. They don't really allow you to prestige every 10 seconds or anything, which isn't a big deal for us, especially because I'm going to teach you how to make a macro for it, so no big deal, but I wanted you to understand that. So what we're going to be doing is, let's say my max stage is 21,000. I'm just going to be prestiging at that stage every 3 minutes, compared to someone normally at stage 21,000 who's using a clanship build. It takes them minimum 40 to maybe 60 minutes. I'm getting 20 times as many relics as they are, so I will always beat them in tournaments, and I will just, in general, way out progress them, assuming they're not spending way more than me. So that's how the cheat works, because of how the anti-cheat works. And I think that should be all the explanation we need as we get in. So you open up the Game Guardians. I prefer the software version. Then you start. On your first download, it'll ask you to give it all these root accesses and everything. Just give it, guys. Trust me. Very safe app. It's been around for years. As long as you download it from a trusted source, like the one that I'm going to be linking down below to you. Then you open up the game. Mine's already opened up. It's actually nice that I'm recording this pretty shortly after daily reset, just to show you my account's not banned. I have access to all the server things. I have no restriction. I can click on this, and I can collect whatever I want. Yeah, see? If I was banned, up there it would say Teapot. I can't show you some of the stuff because I can't show you any of my ID. I can't show you my clan, anything like that that could get me banned. I'm sorry, but I am a Tap Titans 2 player. I was also a Tap Titans player, you know what I got famous for. So I want to keep my own account safe, but this should be more than enough proof for you guys, what I'm about to show you. So, you know, I'll show you my account. Yeah, there's that. Like I said, don't want to show too much. This account's 4 out of 4 in tournaments. I've won every tournament I've been in a part of. Eventually you will lose just because you'll hit your soft wall, basically meaning even though you're getting 20 times as many relics as everyone else, because your account's so heavily reliant on relics, you know, you're not spending money for pet levels, hero weapon upgrades, etc. They're just getting so much more artifact efficiency per relic spent that you will eventually lose tournaments. Basically, if you understand what that meant, eventually you'll run into people who can beat you even though you're cheating. That's why I meant, like, this is not the equivalent to rage cheating. We cannot hit cap in a month or a day or anything. Like, it'll take a year still, but it'll be way easier for us. We won't have to spend money, etc., etc. So that's all explained. Here's how the cheat works. Basically, we're gonna find the current stage value we're at, then we can modify it or freeze it, and then we can just keep it that way. And so what I mean by that is, my max stage right now is about 20,294, roughly around that range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze that number. So then when I prestige, instead of taking me back to, you know, whatever number it's supposed to take me back to, of course, it depends on what clan you're in and what level your clan is. So let's say it's supposed to take me back to 16,000. Instead of taking me back there and I have to climb back up again, it's just going to keep me at this stage. And then in 3 minutes, I'm just going to prestige and I'm going to repeat, repeat, repeat. We're also going to do this with our sword master, which is our, you know, little character. And what this means is in our macro, we won't have to do anything to level him up. It makes the macro way easier and much more reliant. I will say one thing about a macro though, guys. You can also get banned for using macros. So what I like to do is I set the macro up while I'm awake. You know, I'll let it run for 2 to 3 hours and then I'll stop it, because a lot of people who use Heavenly Strike builds, they can prestige every 4 minutes like on a pretty regular schedule, but no human can really do it for 8 hours or even 6 hours, and especially not 24 hours. So if they run a sort of a check on your account, they see, wow, this guy prestiged every 4 minutes for 24 hours, you can get banned that way as well. So if you make the macro like I tell you to maximize your account progress, please make sure you make it look like slightly legit. You know, use it in 2 to 4 hour spurts, give it a little break, run it up again. I don't really recommend it running overnight. The only time I do it is during tournaments if I think I need it. But out of my 4 tournaments, 2 of them I was pretty comfortable, so I didn't even run it overnight. So only 2 nights have I ever ran this overnight. Haven't been banned yet, but you know, I'm risking it. So if you're someone who doesn't want to risk it, especially if you already have a pretty good account, do not run it overnight, guys. Okay. So, we are in the game. Just checking something. So, alright, perfect. This won't be quite perfect. Basically, I'll show it to you and you'll understand what I mean. So, let's prestige. I'm supposed to go to 16,370, and I'm about to go there. This is a totally normal prestige. So you prestige, and you're at a certain stage value. I'm at 16,370. Now what I'm going to do is, there's 2 things you can do with this cheat. You can modify the value. It's a little more complicated, where I can just modify it to whatever I want. But remember, if you modify it to a value greater than your theoretical max stage, you're going to get instantly banned. So I don't really like to mess with it. Anytime I modify it, I'm just modifying it up to my current max stage. The more common thing we do is freezing. So what I'm going to do is I already have a value pre-saved from like a day ago, right? It's for like stage 18,900. So for the purposes of this demo, just pretend my real max stage is 18,900, not the 20,000 whatever you saw at the beginning of the game. If I had my 20,000 value saved, I would just do that, guys. This doesn't mean I'm lying, nothing like that. It's just for convenience sake, so I don't have to speed, through this video and have to edit it, etc., etc. So I'm at this stage. Let's just do it with the Swordmaster first. So let's level up our Swordmaster, 32,982. We open up Game Guardians, click Tap Titans 2, pause it, makes your life easier. You're going to press this search button. You're going to press type to D-word. The value is encrypted. And type in your value. I hope I typed in the right one. And it'll take a while, don't sweat it. Okay, boom. So now we have a lot of results. Now change that value by leveling it up. 32,997. Okay, a lot less. Do it again. And I'm probably not going to be talking much at this point. Just, it's pretty, you're just repeating it over and over again. 33. Hey. Okay, so I have 6 results, but I already know what's the right one. And here's how you're always going to know what the right one is too. It'll always start out with -1908. Okay, so it's this first result. This is our Swordmaster level. Okay, this is just basically the game's coded way of writing 32,000, whatever our level was, 33,000. Sorry. What we're gonna do is we're gonna click on it and we're gonna press freeze. And we're going to press yes. And now that value is saved up there. And now our Swordmaster level is frozen at this, even when we prestige. I'll show you. Remember this number, 33028, 33,028. 33,042, right? No. It'll show it to you, but you're not actually going up in level. It sounds stupid to do it during a normal prestige, but when you prestige, it's also going to stay that same value. So we've done it with Swordmaster level. It's the same process with stage, but I am just going to show it to you for clarity's sake. So I do need to level up my hero so I can actually go up in stages. Why? Remember what I said. You input the initial value, and then you change that value, then enter in the new value. So I need to be able to increase from 16,370. I could prestige again and go even lower, and it wouldn't matter to me, but I just don't want to do anything that you guys wouldn't do, so that you don't think that I'm lying or doing anything weird. So I have all my hero weapon sets. Sorry, I have a full set. I have all the hero weapons. So one click levels up all my heroes. There's a feature to automatically level them, but I have it turned off because if you do the macro thing I was talking about where you're prestiging 20 times an hour at your max stage, that's a lot more lag per prestige where it spawns all your heroes at the same time. So I have that turned off, but yeah, when you're like deciding to push, you'll need that for sure. Okay. Okay. 16,372. So now we're going to click that same search value. And we're going to press new search now. Remember, our Swordmaster one's already saved. We have no problem. And then when the stage changes, don't worry if it changes more than one stage. If it goes from like 16,372 to 16,374, no big deal. Just type in that value. And we're just doing what we did exactly with the Swordmaster one. Okay, we have 50, but I already know what it is. And here's how, guys. Just like with the Swordmaster, it's always -1908. Boom, right there. And I just want to tell this to you guys, I'm not in tournament yet. I'll probably make another video where I show you guys my full tournament setup. It's pretty, I don't know if I want to say complicated, but there's a lot of good tips in it. I do a lot of things to ensure that I win the tournament. I have no cheat issues, etc., etc. So I'll probably show you guys that in another video. Make sure to, check my channel for that video after this video. But your tournament, if you're in a tournament, you're just going to have 2 of this number. So if I was in a tournament, I would have this number, right? And then I just have another entry with the same number. So like instead of 60, right here it would say -1908-673-722. So if you edit one, just edit the other. So on tournament days, you're editing 2 values instead of 1. That's the only difference, guys. So if I was already at my max stage, if this was my max stage, what I would do is I would freeze it, yes, just like I did with the Swordmaster. Then I would prestige, and then it would keep me at the stage, and I just prestige over and over again. But what you want to do is, I think this will make more sense as you watch the full video, but basically I have values saved from my max stage. So I know what this number is at my max stage, or I normally do. Right now I don't. I know it from a few days ago when my max stage was around 19,000. So I'm going to change this value to that. 701 514. And then I'm just going to freeze it. And you can already see I can't actually progress stages because I'm at a way higher stage than what I'm meant to be. It doesn't show it visually, but when I prestige, you'll see it. So now I'm going to prestige. Yeah, it was some little bug. Don't worry, guys. That's just my internet lagging out for a second. So now you can see what I modified it to is the equivalent of 18,952. Let's just pretend that was my max stage, right? So last night I hit 18,952. I used this tool, and I was just prestiging at this, and then I said, hey, I'm going to shut this off for the night. And then I just took a screenshot or wrote down the value that I had at 18,952. Well, the next day when you wake up, you're not going to be at that because you'll have turned the game off, and therefore you'll have turned the cheat off. So you'll be back at 16,000. Well, you just do the same thing I did, right? Find the value, just repeat the search like 5-6 times, and then modify it, and within 6 minutes, you're back at your max stage. So now let's say we're at our max stage. Well, it's frozen, and in 3 minutes, oh, and you can see my Swordmaster level, 33,028. So I can literally just set up a macro that clicks this sword button, this prestige button, this prestige button, and then this prestige button. The only reason I didn't press that prestige button again, guys, it's been only 1 minute, so if I press it again, it's gonna get, please try again later. You're not gonna get banned if you do this. Like, a legit person could just try to prestige early for no apparent reason, but just know that, right? So anytime you hit a new max stage, always measure to see what the game has calculated for your max stage time. For me, it's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so my macro is set to that. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing is, let's say I didn't know my max stage value, right? Totally fine. So I'm at 18,952. My max value is 20,000 something. What I'm going to do is find that value, 701 514. Don't get it confused, guys. The 716 is a Swordmaster. I'm going to unfreeze it. And I already know my max stage. It's like 20,300. I have the unlimited gold one, so I can very quickly climb to 20,300. I can just level all my heroes super fast. I have porters. I'm climbing. And then just when I get near 20,300, don't let the game go any further than that. Don't let your cheat heroes climb you all the way to like 35,000 or something. Just press this. It'll pause the game. You can freeze the value at 20,300 and then safely prestige. I think that's pretty much it. So like, let's say you wake up in the morning, you don't know your value, just do the search, right? Do the search, get it like this. Let's say you got this. Then you just shut Game Guardians off. Don't freeze the value, okay? Don't change it, don't do nothing. If you don't know the if you don't know the value that you want, just let it manually go up for, like the 4,000 stages or whatever until your max stage or the one you want to go to. And then just freeze it at that stage because you won't lose the value. It'll just keep changing, right? This is a dynamic value. So as you climb, it's just going to keep changing to be the real number. So let's say you climb to 20,000. Now it's a completely different number. Then you click it, you freeze that completely different number, and then it'll keep you until you unfreeze it at 20,000. And I think that I think would cover it all. That's basically how you cheat your Yeah, and then you just prestige every 3 minutes or 2 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever the game is determined. If you want to reduce that timer down, you know how many times in prestige, join the highest level clan you can, but obviously not too high of one because you might get kicked out for being super suspicious. You just have to use your personal barometer for that. I think any top 200, 300, 400 clan will accept you. You won't really get called out, and it's good enough, right? We don't need to be prestiging every 1 minute to win tournaments or anything. I think that I keep saying it, but I can't think of too much else. A lot of the other stuff like tournament stuff, I would have to explain while the tournament's running for you guys to really get it. I'll also explain in the tournament stuff how we can get a rough estimate of our theoretical max stage. So in the tournament, what I do is I'll know that the game is calculated that my theoretical max stage is roughly 20,800, and I'm currently at 20,300. Well, I'll just use the gold cheat because even if it calculates 20,800, you'd have to be like a 0 life nerd playing for 24 hours to actually grind anywhere close to that number. But by using the gold cheat, we can just get there in like 10 minutes. But then we're smart. We know that value, so we freeze our game at that value and prestige, and then bada bing, bada boom, right? We're getting the most relics possible while not getting caught for cheating, and now we're at the highest max stage possible in the tournament. But whereas if we stayed at 20,300, a legit player could have definitely beat us, right? So I think all the tournament stuff I'll cover in another video. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you see that other video. And yeah, I think that should do it, guys. Any comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if there's some common ones threading throughout all of them, I will make a video to respond and help you guys. Yeah, have a great day, guys.